All right, everybody, welcome to Sensei Market Update. I have a ton of information to go over. We're going to talk about Quant. We're going to talk about Stellar. We're going to talk about XRP. I have the top meme degen accounts on Twitter to follow. These people have made millions of dollars off of posting on Twitter. I'm going to share all of this stuff with you. I also have market updates and other types of news. Let's go ahead and get into this together, guys. It's going to be a great chat. I hope you stick with me through this whole thing. If not, we are recording. We are live on YouTube. But I just want to say what's up to everybody. Jody, nice to see you. Levi, Bogart, nice to see you. Thank you for being here on YouTube. Let's go ahead and get into this. Good to see you, Steve. So just looking at the market, guys, you know, we are in a dip, right? And part of this dip is due to the uncertainty around what's going on, you know, in the globe, right? We have the Russia and Ukraine thing. We have Israel and Iran, and you know, people are getting nervous, right? And what you're seeing is a lot of money going, you know, the dollar is going up. And when the dollar usually goes up, that usually means that crypto is going to take a little bit of a hit. And so, you know, I had a few messages from some people that haven't been through a bull market, and they started, you know, I've gotten some panic messages, right? And what you got to understand here is that markets don't always go straight up, right? You're going to get these type of dips, and these dips are healthy for the market because it kind of resets everything. And there's a lot of people that look at the market when it's, you know, it's overpriced. Remember, retail really isn't back yet, right? For the full extent of retail coming back, it's starting to get there, but retail isn't fully back yet in crypto. And when you see these pullbacks, you need to look at these a different way. If you believe that we are in a bull market, and if you look at the statistics, when Bitcoin hits its all-time high, if you look at 2012, 2016, 2020 bull markets, the average length of time for that bull market is 255 to 315 days. Okay. And Bitcoin hit its all-time high. What was it, like last month or 6 weeks ago? So we still have a lot of road left here. And if you believe that we are in a bull market, which I fully do, and we have been kind of since November of 2023, you know, this is opportunity. Okay. Whether it's, you know, a top 100 coin or something else that you believe in, if something's 40% off, that's an opportunity, right? This stuff is going to come back, okay? There's going to be billions and billions and billions of more dollars invested into crypto market. Now, what is different about this market compared to previous markets is the meme coin craze. Now, we've had meme coins in previous markets, you know, but it was very expensive to do this type of stuff on Ethereum. So Solana has been the meme coin degen capital of the world, okay? And you're having hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars go into these random, you know, dog with hats, dog on keyboard, cat on keyboard, whatever it is, right? Fill in the blank with cat on whatever, dog, whatever, and you know, presidents and vice presidents and whatever it is. But there's a lot of money going into this stuff. And sooner or later, that money will filter into the rest of the crypto market. And that's really what I'm looking for. But, you know, if you just take a look at this Ordi, right? If you believe in real world asset tokenization, right? That's a great buy, right? It's off, you know, let me see. This thing is off 36%, right? Uniswap, right? I mean, I don't own Uniswap. I don't own most of these tokens, right? Obviously I have, you know, 9 Gala nodes. So I make, you know, 10 grand a month from Gala, which is really nice, right? That's some passive income that I've been able to earn because I bought Gala nodes at $2,000, right? I was able to do that. And if you look at the rest of this market here, right, I just see opportunity where other people might be seeing panic. And I just take a deep breath. You never want to sell your bags in a down market like this, right? If you feel that the cryptocurrency that you're in is not where you want to be, right? You need to wait for that to at least get to either a break-even point or get into the green, and then, you know, take your money out, take your profits out, and move it into somewhere that you feel is safer. Okay, don't panic sell. I used to look at the market and panic back in like 2020 when I didn't know any better, and I lost money by doing that. But I've learned since then that, you know, you need to just hold steady, believe in what you're, you know, getting into, and, you know, things will be better on the other side. Okay, so, you know, when we're talking about meme coins, we are seeing a lot of money. Let me just show you this. We're seeing a lot of money going into the TON network. And I think, you know, we talked about this last week on Sensei Chat, that I think this is a good opportunity for people to get in at the bottom, right? If you take a look at this, when this loads here, just give me a second. I have so many windows open, unfortunately, when I am, researching and I am trying to put videos together for YouTube. I have just an insane amount of windows open. So here we go. And I refreshed it. Awesome. Cool. Give me 1 second here to pull it up. So look, you have $143 million in TV out here, right? And this is really upticked just in the past, 5-6 weeks. And I think TON is going to eventually be a billion or multi-billion-dollar network, okay? And when you're looking at the TON ecosystem as this loads, we've talked about this before, but getting into like the DEXs, right? This is a DEX that's $81 million. And if you believe that the TON network is going to keep growing, maybe this is an opportunity for you, right? If you look at something like let's take a look at Uniswap, right? Uniswap is $4.3 billion market cap, right? And so, if this is one of the StoneFi is the DEX that I use on TON when I'm trading tokens, if you could imagine this going to a few $100 million market cap, this is going to grow over time, right? There's also liquidity staking, there's derivatives, there's opportunity here, right? This derivatives market, if this, obviously you need to do some research, but this is 5.59 million, right? Lending protocol, 1.7 million. Okay, privacy, other lending. There's really great opportunity here if you go out and find it. But you need to take upon yourself to understand when markets move and value shifts from one layer one or one ecosystem to other. That is opportunity that I'm trying to jump on, right? And so we saw a lot of money move to Base. We've seen a lot of money move to the TON network, and this is really where you should be focused if you are trying to make some good opportunities here in the crypto market. Mohammed says, "Hi sir, what do you think about Matic? Will it hit $1?" When you're talking about tokens that were around last bull market, the tough part about this, and it always will be the tough part about this, will this hit $1? Yes, man, we will go past $1 with Matic. Absolutely. It's at 70 cents right now. Are you crazy? It has a high of $2.60, right? I think Matic will probably go past that in this bull market. But realistically, when you're dealing with tokens that were around in the last bull market, what happens is, as new things get created and as new opportunities get presented to people, the community shifts. They shift from what is old to what is new. People like shiny new objects, especially in crypto, right? They want to go where people are, where it's hot. And so I don't own too many assets that were around in the last bull market. I own a lot of newer tokens because I think that's where a lot of money is going to go. Okay. Obviously I have my XRP, my XLM, my Quant, XDC, like those are some assets that I think, when crypto is really fully adopted globally, those are the assets that are still going to be around, right? And those are the assets I won't sell. Obviously, Polygon Matic, I do think it's not going anywhere, but it just doesn't interest me too much, right? Because let's say this goes to its all-time high. That's a 4x, a 5x. I'm really not too excited about that. I'm really looking for those 20x, those 50x opportunities. And those opportunities can be found if you look in the right place, okay? We did a live stream today in the Discord about this new Hourglass project. So this is the, we listened to the whole thread, the whole live stream, and I'll tell you this: anytime Hourglass is going to do a live stream, unless I have a doctor's appointment or something is happening in my personal life, I will be here to live stream it. If you want to come in, we'll do it together, and I will give you my honest 2 cents on what I think about the project. Obviously, my opinion, it only carries so much weight. I am not a financial advisor. I don't know the future, but I've been around. I've seen thousands of crypto projects. I've looked at thousands. I've read white papers. I've done my due diligence on a lot of projects, and it's really easy for me to kind of quickly address if I like this project or not. I'll tell you that the project has great partnerships. That you can't deny that, right? The one thing that I didn't love about this is it's launching at a 30 million valuation, and right now you can get in. I think they're still doing the raise actually, and this is at 15 million. So when it launches, supposedly you'll be up 100%. The one thing I didn't love was that it's launching in Q3, and we don't know when in Q3. So let's say this launches in September, because nothing is ever on time in crypto. You have a 3-month cliff, which means nothing happens during those 3 months, and then your tokens are rolled out over the next 9 months, and you get about 15% TGE, which is the token generation event. So you're getting 15% of your tokens, but then you're waiting until 2025 probably to get the rest of your tokens. And I didn't really love that. I didn't like this project enough for me to want to go in hard, right? When I say hard, I'm talking like 5, 10, 15 grand. Obviously, you can't even do that with this particular project because it's a $3,000 cap, but it didn't speak to me. I still put in, $500,000, but nothing crazy, right? I do think some of these projects on weight, will do some insane numbers, but I'm trying to manage my profile, and my goal here is to sell most of my bags in crypto before the music stops, before we start going down again. Okay, whether that is November or December of this year, or if we go into October. Some people say the bull market's gonna last till October 2025. Personally, I think there's a lot of things going on in the world and in the US that might put a big stop to that. Remember, the US is the biggest crypto market in the world, okay? If the US has to go through some tough times, recession, that means not as much money is going into the crypto market. Okay, so I'm keeping track of that. I'm making sure that when the music stops, I will let you know, and I will pull the funds out, and I will let you know. But obviously, the goal here is to learn in the crypto market as things the people that are going to make the most money in this bull market were the people that were here in 2022 and 2023 learning about all of the best assets to get into. Those people are going to make the most money. And so when we shift to a bear market, you need to, instead of leaving and then coming back in 2 years when you think is a better time, focus on learning during those times. Because if you really want to make a life change, if you really want to make it in this world, you need to do the due diligence and the time, right? To be a doctor, you have to go to school for like 12 years, dentist, all these different things, right? Same thing with crypto. If you want to be successful in crypto, you need to spend the time to be successful. That's just how life works. All right. Let me see what's going on here with this clip.
For it, right? Well, let's hear the
So you are seeing, I don't watch Fox News. It's not my cup of tea. When they got sued for billions of dollars to lying to their audience, didn't speak to me. But they are doing a lot of talk about Bitcoin, and this is really good for the average investor because millions and millions of people watch Fox News, and when they see Bitcoin or other assets being talked about on Fox, it makes the market feel more real, right? It makes people understand that, hey, this market is here to stay. It's not going anywhere, and maybe I'll sell some of my stocks or I'll shift some of my portfolio into crypto. We're already seeing institutions and asset managers, right? They first said, okay, hey, we'll put 1% of our portfolios into this stuff. Then it turned into 3, then it turned into 5. Some of these institutions are up to like 10 or 20%, right? They see the value in where crypto is going and the use cases of some of these assets. Let's play this.
You've been waiting for it, right? Well, let's hear the halving. It's upon us in the Bitcoin community. Let's just say they're champing at the bit. And why not? Take a look at that. I think this will be the 4th run, right? The prior 3 all saw strong rallies over the next 12 to 18 months. Let's bring in Coin Stories podcast host Natalie Brunell. All right, Natalie, so is there a chance, though, that when this initially happens, we could actually get the old buy the rumor, sell the news kind of thing?
Sure. I mean, a lot of this has been priced in, so I think we can expect short-term volatility as usual, but long-term, the price has been trending up, and we've actually never seen a new all-time high in a cycle prior to the next halving, so things could get a little spicy here.
We've got them on the chart here. I mean, so it's just amazing. The first one, I mean, it's just absolutely, it's hard not to be enticed by what we're seeing here, again, over a certain period of time.
Yeah, the logarithmic chart is always really expressive of the fact that Bitcoin is just going up in one direction, but, a lot of people can get kind of confused. What is the halving? Because we've never had an asset.
Look at this right here. Crypto historically performs best 12 to 18 months following the Bitcoin halving, right? This puts us smack dab into October of 2025. So like charts and history have shown us that this is how long this market is supposed to last, right? Obviously, there's other factors at play in the world that we can't control that may, lessen the time that the market is really going to pump. But we have so much opportunity in front of us. And if you can't see that, you are not doing enough research on history and what's going on right now.
asset that has this baked in reduction in the incoming supply regardless of the demand. But I really think it demonstrates the elegance of this programmatic monetary policy that really is an elegant set of rules with no rulers that we all engage in and participate in voluntarily. No one's imposing this on us. Bitcoin is chosen by us, the people.
And this is the core, one of the core value propositions of it, right? But I want to ask you about the last few days. Bitcoin's come down a lot. And so folks who are anti-Bitcoin are saying, hey, there you go. It was sold to us as a sort of a hedge against geopolitics. And as soon as something flares up, it collapses. What do you say to people like that?
Well, you know, it's the fast money that's selling in and out of Bitcoin and creating this short-term volatility. The smart money and the permanent capital is seeking shelter in Bitcoin, and more investors are going to see it as this flight to safety, including when things get more and more uncertain and chaotic around us, because Bitcoin is the one thing that is actually certain and predictable. The halving is just another example of that. It decouples the power to manipulate money from the state, and it allows all of us to be in a fair competition so that real value can come to the surface.
All right, hold on. So Nuhin in my chat on YouTube just said XRP is not going to move. Okay, let's be clear here. When it comes to cryptocurrency, the biggest use case in crypto is payments. You cannot tell me that 130 central banks are working on central bank digital currency. Ripple is working with 30 of those central banks. You cannot tell me that XRP is not looked at as the best asset to choose for central bank digital currency. You are smoking rocks. You need to put down the pipe. All right. That is the best asset to use for central bank digital currency. You are seeing Quant, right? And we're going to talk about that here in just a little bit. Quant is obviously a preferred technology for some of these central banks, but you need a settlement asset, right? All of this stuff is interoperable. You still need a bridge asset to make all of this stuff work. Quant, the token, is really there for businesses to use the Quant token to pay for its services. The QNT token is not a settlement asset. Just FYI. And you're seeing a lot of halving commercials, right? We're like 3 or 4 days away from the halving. Check this out.
Over time, your money gets you less. Does Bitcoin? Well, in 2012, one Bitcoin bought you this much pizza. In 2016, this much pizza. In 2020, this much pizza. And in 2024, well, you get the gist. Roughly every 4 years, the future supply of Bitcoin is reduced. So historically, you get more, not less.
All right, remember, we're going right now, 900 Bitcoin is mined per day. We're going down to 450. The cost of mining Bitcoin is going up. All of this stuff is pointing to a Bitcoin surge, okay? So take a deep breath. It's all going to be okay. We're going to be laughing about this in 6 months from now, all right? We are going to be laughing about it. Hong Kong approves a spot Bitcoin ETF and Ethereum ETF application. Here we go, right? Other markets are getting into the fray. They look at seeing how much BlackRock, VanEck, all of these different institutional players, they see how much money these guys are making on fees. They want a piece. Hong Kong has approved a spot Bitcoin ETF and Ethereum ETF exchange traded fund applications. The region is the second to do so in 2024, following the SEC's Securities and Exchange Commission historic decision to approve 11 spot Bitcoin ETFs in the U.S. However, although the U.S. approved 11 spot Bitcoin ETFs, the country has yet to greenlight an Ethereum ETF. The reason for that is Ethereum is being investigated, right? And we all know, if you don't know about Ethereum Gate, ETHgate, just YouTube it. There's a ton of content. I actually have videos on it if you want to scroll through my my feed. Hong Kong ETF are true of its kind funds, which means you can deposit actual Bitcoin and ETH assets into the fund, and then you can receive the share equal to your deposit. The fund is a premium. You could sell your shares at the higher price, right? So this is actually really good for the entire market. I do think as we evolve as an entire market, you're going to see other countries doing the same thing, following suit, and that really goes to regulation and what's happening in those individual countries. It's really hard to say, but we are heading there. So check this out. This is really big news. Quant and R3 step into the limelight as chosen architects behind the UK's regulatory liability network, a pioneering venture by the UK finance poised to redefine the financial ecosystem. The vision: a seamless confluence of traditional and digital finance, propelling the UK to the forefront of the digital age. Interoperability unleashed. Quant's Overledger and R3's Corda ensure diverse systems not just coexist but thrive together. Much like the collaborative spirit seen in the recent G20 summit, embracing the zero trust model 2020-27 target, the initiative echoes the DoD stance on uncompromising security, a testament of the future, right? And so, there's some big heavyweights involved with this: Barclays, Citibank, Visa. It's pretty cool, right? And here's the post: Quant and R3 selected as technology providers for the UK's regulatory liability network. Remember, there's going to be a handful of big players in this space: Quant, R3, XDC, XRP, XLM. These are really the assets that these institutions and central banks want to use, right? And inside of these assets, you can use other financial assets too, right? Other cryptocurrencies in these same systems, which is actually really, really cool. And so here's the, Quant's post. We're proud to announce, together with Inside R3, we have been selected to produce the technology prototype for the experimentation phase of the UK's regulatory liability network. Okay, so understand this. This is a prototype for the experimentation phase. So this is not like they are adopting this technology. They're looking at maybe adopting this technology. So I've seen people going crazy about, all of these central banks are going to use Quant and this and that. We don't know that for sure, right? We just need to take a step back, take a deep breath, and read like what's in front of us, right? It's a prototype for experimentation, just like they've done with Ripple and some other companies, right? So they don't really know exactly what they're going to choose yet, but they're trying to get a good feeling. Now, when it comes to, let me just show you this. And I've shown this in previous chats. We talked about this in 2023. The Regulated Liability Network. This is a white paper from 2022. We talked about this a very long time ago. But let me show you the players involved in this. It's actually pretty crazy, right? Let me just get back down to it right here. So you have the head of innovation at Swift. You have the head of emerging technology and digital assets at BNY Mellon, the Treasury Services. You have the regional head of international payments, Asia and Pacific, and HSBC Global Payment Solutions. Head of Prudential Liquidity Management at Lloyds Bank. Head of Transaction Banking at OCBC. Head of EFIS and ANZ. The Managing Director of Emerging Payments and Business Development at Citi Treasury and Trade Solutions. More than 25 years of experience in various payments, blah, blah, blah. Leads digital currency and asset tokenization premium with Wells Fargo. Senior Vice President of Production Innovation Director of US Bank. It's really interesting to see these type of lists, right? You see the same companies working with these big players, right? You have your Ripples, you have your Stellars, you have your Quants. All of these guys are working with similar partnerships, right? Because all of these banks want to have multiple options to use and to send money. So I just thought that was pretty cool. Let me refresh this. Sorry, when I put a chat together over a few days, Twitter likes to, every 24 hours, they like to adjust my thing. So what is involved in this? I'm so glad you asked. Thank you for doing that. Previous BIS projects have included 1, 2, or 3 central banks, but this time it's 7. So you have Bank of Japan, Bank of Korea, Bank of Mexico, Bank of France, Bank of England, Swiss National Bank, Federal Reserve Bank of New York, right? Exciting stuff. Now, when it comes to the U.S., right, the hard part I see with all of this, right, is when the U.S. decides to build a CBDC, how can they use a technology that is not regulatory approved? Because you have XRP and Bitcoin really are the only 2 assets right now that are regulatory approved. Everything else is kind of sitting out there, on the moon waiting for approval. So I think there's still a lot of regulation, a lot of things that need to be done here. But this is a really exciting experiment. I hope I hope this all goes well. But it says the BIS already successfully connected central banks and private corporations for CBDCs via Project Roslyn, which use Quant as its technology infrastructure, right? Technology infrastructure. And I think Quant is going to be used on a massive scale through all of this. The Bank of England, one of 7 central banks, Project Agora, confirmed they'll be using Quant to issue the digital pound. The Swiss National Bank, also Project Agora, built SDX, the world's first regulated digital stock and exchange and central bank depository, which uses Quant for interoperability, right? So it's pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting news to see all this stuff, right? And then obviously, you have all of these partnerships that are inside of Quant. And I'll post some links too when I post the chat in the community for all this, guys, if you want to spend some time going through all this. And then just, hear more partnerships here that are actually Ripple partners as well, like what I was trying to tell you, right? So, Barclays, Citi, HSBC, Lloyds Bank, MasterCard, NatWest, Nationwide, Santander, Standard Charter, Virgin Money, Visa. A lot of these partnerships they're all kind of going together. And here's Gilbert Verdian. This was actually last week. CEO and founder of Quant, Gilbert Verdian, expands on the unified ledger proposed by the BIS and MI.
And they will continue to operate as they do.
One final question on interoperability, and it's this. There's been a lot of interest recently in solving the interoperability problem by building a new infrastructure, referred to as a unified ledger or a single programmable platform. And it's been put forward in different ways by the Bank for International Settlements, by the International Monetary Fund, and it originated even with a private sector initiative, the Regulated Liability Network. Do you see that as a good idea, an obvious way forward?
I do, and having a lot of experience in banking and payments as well, what we see occurring is that there will be a common interjurisdictional settlement network, and that needs to happen as an overlay to the different systems that are being developed. So what will happen is each jurisdiction will either create their own or plug into a nearby settlements network that is being developed, and it could be sovereign, it could be regional, it could be by institution. One bank might have their own, for example. So what will happen is you plug into your nearest connection based on your need. You either do it yourself, you work with your peers and you co-build and co-design what that looks like, or if there's one that's existing, the way we've got it today in payments, you could connect to an agency bank and they onboard you to the network. So we're going to see that same approach and that same adoption that's going to happen bottom up in terms of domestic jurisdiction connectivity, then up to regional. And then from the regional, you'll have that common layer between the different regions, which is where that settlement network comes in. And yes, there's opportunities to explore Enbridge, RLN, and others. And it makes sense for banks to do that because they all have a say. They have the experience and the connectivity of past networks to bring to these new types of networks, and it gives them a common way to interoperate without forcing something proprietary, and it gives them the ability to do it themselves, work with peers, or just connect, outsource that to a provider that you trust and get them to connect you to your nearest regional connection. So we're going to see that occur, but what happens in terms of which one will work, it's to be determined. We don't know, but the industry will decide eventually, because it will be done as a private-public initiative, but it also is driven by all the institutions working as peers in co-designing and co-developing this.
All right, guys, if you don't have Quant as your long-term portfolio, I truly believe Quant is minimum 5 to 10x in this market, right? If you look at Quant's market cap, it's been on sale, right? Like the whole market's on sale right now. It's been a fire sale, right? This is $104, right? $1.2 billion market cap. If you don't think Quant is, 10, 20, $30 billion down the line, you got another thing coming. I think Quant, if Quant is adopted by some of these central banks on a scale that we think it could be adopted, this is just going to go insane, right? Quant's current supply is 12 million tokens, okay? Bitcoin's supply is 21 million total. This Quant supply is 14.8 million, right? I do believe you're going to see a Quant price eventually kind of towards your Bitcoin prices, right? Because I think Quant does everything that Bitcoin does not. And I think a lot of value and money will transact on the Quant ecosystem and network. So Also, guys, there's 93 of you guys watching. If you would please like, I would really appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Please subscribe. No, I appreciate it if you can. All right, so let's keep it going here, right? So how about the former CEO of PayPal saying, I was waiting for you to say more, Brad. Literally every time I listen to Brad or Chris Larson, before I've learned a little bit more. So just more and more kind of little things that we need to just take a look. This is a 9-second clip, so it's not very long. Let's play this.
Waiting for you to say more, Brad. Because literally every time I listen to Brad or Chris Larson before that, I learn a little bit more.
I'll learn a little bit more. And so let me play this.
On a roller coaster, when you hear
Brad is the best dressed in the entire room right now. So I just wanted to point that out.
True.
I like by the way, you're in San Francisco and you kept it formal.
Well, when you're the small company and you're on stage with the big company, he can wear cowboy boots. I'm going to wear. We're selling to banks. We're trying to impress the banks.
But I thought, the banks are supposed to be, attracting you guys, right?
Well, it's funny, actually. It is a small digression, but sometimes we have meetings with senior people at banks, and they'll be coming to our office, and so they'll dress down. They're coming to our office, so we dress up, and we just miss each other. And,
so are they the ones wearing Patagonia vests?
Yeah, they wear the vests.
All right. Let me do this. So let's take this, right? I just made a video about this, and it's going to come out on my YouTube channel probably tomorrow. But since I'm very excited to show this information, let me just give you a sneak peek since you are here, and I appreciate you. Nope. See, that's another video I need to create today. Nope. That's another video I need to make. Excuse me, guys. Sorry, I have too much. Nope. Dang. See how much content I'm working on for you guys? It's crazy. All right, this is what I want to show you. So now, when you're talking about an asset like XRP, you want to know, right, who can use it? What are the companies that are actually have the ability to use XRP on a massive scale, right? And you look at the price today, and you look I read some of the comments, and people say, XRP will never go anywhere, right? It's not an asset that will ever do anything. And I completely disagree with you, right? You have connections here because Citibank is ready, right? You have Ripple, Medico, Citi, private ledgers, okay? You also have, 200 million customers that are part of Citibank, okay? So if Citibank really does like XRP as a settlement asset or a tokenized asset where they can tokenize, their securities and bring it onto a private ledger, imagine Citigroup, and I'll show you this in just a second, how much money is actually in some of these banks. And it's truly incredible, right? You also have Visa, right? I've shown this so many times, but if you're new to the community and if you don't know this information, Visa acquires Ripple Partner Currency Cloud for $925 million. This is back in 2021, okay? Visa has bought a few different companies. Here's another one, Earthport. Visa and MasterCard got into a bidding war over this company, okay? And this was back in 2019. Last week, it was announced that Visa plans to acquire Earthport, a cross-border automated clearinghouse for payments. The story garnered interest from the crypto world because Earthport has been Ripple partner since 2015, okay? And if you look at how many customers Visa has, it's 4 billion account holders and 130 merchants, 14,500 financial institutions and governments, and more than 200 countries, okay? Then you look at MasterCard, right? MasterCard partners with Ripple for CBDCs, payment giant defying the SEC. So what you have to imagine here, okay? Take a deep breath and follow me down this road. Every bank will have their own stable coin. Okay, MasterCard will have their own stable coin. Citibank, any bank that wants to stay relevant over the next 10 years are going to create their own stable coin inside of their bank that they can use to transfer funds, and that's how funds will move instantaneously. Okay, but what happens when MasterCard, or let's say what happens when Bank of America wants to send money to Chase, right? Bank of America is going to send their own stablecoin. Chase is not going to want Bank of America's stablecoin. So you need a bridge asset in between those two banks that will move the stablecoin from one bank into the stablecoin currency of the other bank. That's how this is all supposed to work. This is all going to be on private ledgers. Eventually, the private ledger and the public ledger will be merged, and that price will go into one. Okay, but look at this. MasterCard has 1.46 billion customers, okay? When you're talking about Amex and Ripple have a partnership. They have 133 million customers, right? Barclays has several documents that list XRP and Ripple on it. All right. You don't see any other asset on this document. Why is that? Because they know what asset they want to use because it works. Okay. When you look at, here's the chief CEO of Barclays. This is from 2019. I know it's a little old, but this is him talking about partnering with fintechs.
You know, both, I would say. We spend a lot of time working with fintechs. We allow technology startup companies and small businesses to actually connect with our systems and our network to see what sort of take up they may receive out in the marketplace. We have partnered with a number of fintechs, but obviously they're also trying to get their little slices of the financial world. In many cases, that involves Barclays. So I think a big bank like Barclays needs to engage fintechs. In many ways, they are innovators seeking scale. We as a major bank is a scale player seeking innovation. So that means sometimes we'll compete and sometimes we'll partner and indeed invest in fintechs, as we've done quite a bit over the last couple.
All right, so Barclays talking about getting into fintechs. I think Barclays has, I can't remember the exact number, so I'm not going to misquote it and somebody yells at me later. But HSBC adoption of medical platform could drive interest in the XRP ledger, right? How many people are in HSBC? 42 million customers. Okay, Santander. Let me just play this clip here. 1 second. Let me play this.
Santander is the biggest bank in the Eurozone by market capitalization, and we have over 140 million customers around the world. The reason why we as Santander were interested in Ripple and able to move quickly into this space was driven ultimately by the customer need, and actually that search for solutions as to how to create that kind of customer experience. Ripple helps us address some of those pain points that we have seen in the past with some of our customers.
Okay, Ripple addresses the pain points that we've seen in the past with customers. How many customers does Santander have? 160 million customers. They have 206,000 employees, close to 4 million shareholders around the world. Okay, and then you look at other banks, right? We talk about this. Bank of America is itching to use XRP once regulatory approval comes in. PNC Bank, Siam Commercial Bank, right? Standard Charters. I think they have about 7 million customers, right? There are so many partnerships. It is not funny here. Bank of America has 69 million customers, 3,800 retail financial centers, and 15,000 ATMs. Well, the ATMs don't really matter, right? Standard Charter. Let's see. No, I don't have that exact. Oh, there you go. 7.6 million customers. Okay. Wells Fargo collaborating with Ripple and XRP. How many customers does Wells Fargo have? They have 70 million customers. So you mean to tell me that through all of these partnerships, there's billions of people, if not billions of accounts. You're here to tell me that XRP doesn't have a place in the world, and you don't think it's going to go up in price? I just do some more research. I hate to break it to you, but you need to sit down and have a real honest conversation with yourself in the mirror and say, why don't I know this stuff? And you need to watch some more videos. All right, let's get back to what we were just talking about. If I could find the right, here it is. Okay, we're back on track, my people. Okay, so the UK will issue new legislation for stablecoins as well as crypto staking and exchange and custody by June or July 2024, the path to mass adoption. In June 2023, the UK passed a landmark financial markets bill that laid the foundation for stablecoins and crypto broadly to be treated as regulated financial activities in the country. All right. What I want you to understand is we have not reached a place where all of this regulation is moving, right? MiCA comes into effect. You have this UK doing great job with legislation. The US doesn't know what is coming or going. Eventually, they will look at their trading partners, which is the UK, Japan, Australia, as those countries move towards crypto adoption, and the US kind of gets left behind a bit. The US will act very quickly once that usually happens to catch back up, right? And it's very sad that the US is in a place right now where companies in the crypto space can't offer, seed round and different investments to US based customers because of all of these just awful policies, decisions. And the Gary Gensler of the SEC is probably the worst person. I honestly thought when Gary Gensler was elected, not elected, but when he was put into the SEC, I was actually happy. I thought because he taught crypto at MIT, he was going to be good for the industry, and he has turned out to be awful for the industry. And so, Bank of England put out this paper. I am not going to read this entire paper to you because everybody will leave, and I don't want to do that to you. But it talks about the role in payments innovation, stablecoin regulation. It talks about exploration of retail CBDC. There's a lot of good information in this, and I will make sure this is posted in the Discord for everybody to read if they want to catch up on this paper. I'm sure MMT's already read all this, but this is really cool. And if you actually go down to the bottom here, it has a lot of really good links to different projects, like Project Rosalind's in here, UK payment markets. There's a lot of really unique things down here. And somebody in the Telegram channel, my Telegram channel, shared this with me, and I just want to say thank you. I can't remember the person's name right now, but the Telegram channel is a cool place where if you want to come in and just ask direct questions, that's a cool place. If you want to actually come in and start gaining ground in your crypto knowledge, working with hundreds of different people in the crypto space, Cryptonairz is a great community to do that. Let me just show you this real quick. If I didn't, plug my own community, I would just be bad at what I'm doing here. But let me just show you this really quickly. We have a 5-day free trial right now. But what this community is about, this community was built back in 2021, and we made it through the bear market. We were building out our great team. We have about 20 people on our team that are constantly finding great information, but it's also the community. There's some really incredible community members that you know who you are. I've given you guys shout outs before, and I can't do all of this that I do on a daily basis without you. So my heart goes out to you. Thank you so much for all your help. But I mean, look at these reviews, 49 reviews, 5 out of 5 stars. So I just can't thank you guys enough. This was a great review that was just posted. This guy who's been in Cryptonairz for 6 weeks. I hesitate to say, but it sounds like a commercial, but I have covered my cost of membership at least 20 times over with a minimal investment. Really appreciate it. Bi-weekly, everything you need to know. Video meetings run by, of course, me. Last just enabled us to get into projects during pre-launch phase with the Hourglass platform. And guys, just understand this. I have a meeting tomorrow with Poppy. Poppy was actually in the chat that we had earlier. There is going to be seed round opportunities for Cryptonairz members on all kinds of crypto projects going forward. We're just trying to figure out how we can do this, that it's just Cryptonairz members only. Obviously, I think some people will probably try to share links, and so we'll have to figure out a way to do this, but this is going to be really big, right? The key to being successful in crypto is being early. And if you're not early, you're buying with retail and you're missing out, right? All of these VCs and all of these people of interest, KOLs, quote unquote influencers, all of these people get opportunities that you don't get because you might not have the connections. And this is a way that I can bring that to you without you having those connections, just by being a member of the community. So I'm really, really excited. I've been trying to do something like this for you guys for a very long time, and I'm just thankful that we're almost there, right? It's actually pretty exciting. So there's also this Finternet, a vision for the future of financial systems with multiple interconnected financial ecosystems, much like the internet, right? Multiple interconnected financial systems is that phrase that you want to see here, right? That's your Quant, your XRP, your XLM, and XCC. Those working together in parallel, right? Because those are all solving certain pain points around the planet of financial institutions and central banks. That is really, really exciting. Okay. And of course, we looked at the Quant price at a $104. So this was a clip about real world assets and the narrative. This has kind of been one of the hot buttons this year in crypto, or this bull market. GameFi was very hot. It seemed to cooled off very much so. You have your AI narrative, which is still very hot. Your DePIN narrative, it's still very hot. And of course, you have your real world asset tokenization narrative. Let me just play this clip for 1 minute and 26 seconds.
I actually think that real world assets may end up pushing the identity layer, things that have been around for a while in crypto, to the mainstream. So I think that's something that most people are not considering yet, that I think will become a surprise in the next couple of years, because we're already looking at leveraging several for a variety of different reasons. Outside of that though, it's not so much the asset classes so much as I think it's the scale of this is going to surprise people. Because if you think about what tends to excite crypto right now, let's say does a $100 million issuance sound exciting? Probably does to crypto right now, but it's actually a drop in the ocean for real world assets, absolutely tiny. So when we've said that, we now have clients that are tracking for over $1 billion easily over the next year, people seem to think that's huge right now, but it's actually very small in the context of real world assets. Where what's the global bond market at now? Is it 150 trillion? Something.
That is where value is going to come from. $150 trillion bond market, right? Derivatives market is a multi-quadrillion-dollar market. That bringing that value on chain is what really is going to set the tone and the price of some of these assets, right? These institutions want to pick the best assets that have been around for a long time, that are reliable, they know work very well, and have the connections to other banking institutions that they feel comfortable with dealing, right? Imagine this. You are an institution that's been around for 100 years. You are not quick to adopt a newer technology that you think might, change the entire landscape. You are going to be very selective about that asset you choose to adopt. And you're going to pick the asset that has the best reputation in the industry. And that is the 4 assets we've brought up several times in this chat.
Like that? Yeah. Just that one asset class, 150 trillion, let's say. So for context, I think that's going to be something that generally surprises people, is that all it takes is a couple of successful issuances to take place for that to really encourage more of an opening of the floodgates to me. And I see that happening because most of the clients we're working with, they're not just doing a one-off with us, they're doing many.
All right, let me check this out. I want to see what's going on in the Discord, see if there's any questions from all of you guys. Cryptonairz rocks. I love you. DAG, Constellation. Constellation, man, they've made so many promises and they just... Ugh. So Zybins, R3 Corda also use XRP and Ripple and XRP. So there has been rumors that, but I think Cryptonairz actually asked R3 if they are using XRP, and at the time they said no. They did a pilot back in the day, but R3 is partnered with XDC and QNT right now. That doesn't mean in the future that might not change, but R3 currently is really working with those assets I just mentioned. So we've gone back and forth on this time, but I'll try to find the post from Cryptonairz that talks about that, so we can try to solve that once and for all. But the things can change, right? Okay, so let's get into this, right? People have been wanting to. We talked about really solid assets. Now let's talk about some pure speculation gamble. I'm gonna go through about 10 accounts. I watched a video. I can't remember what channel it was on, but they basically gave me the 10 best Twitter accounts to follow for meme coins. And if you're not following these Twitter accounts, these people have made millions and millions of dollars off of posting meme tokens, and they do a great job. So what I want you to do is, if you're trading meme tokens, get out a pen and paper or just rewind this video. These are the accounts that you want to follow. So this person is called the Sex Offender, the CEX Offender. This person, I bought this token, small cat. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But this person has had some of the best posting for meme coins, and I've been really following what this person's been posting over the last few days. Now that I kind of know, but I mean, this person's been in kind of all of the really big meme coins. This person's made millions and millions of dollars, and I bought a few of these tokens. All right, the second one. This is actually a great news channel, the Block News, blocknews.com. Not so much as more of like meme stuff, but a lot of really just good. You can see the Bitcoin halving is 2 days, 19 hours and 43 minutes away. This was posted 35 minutes ago. Ansem, this is somebody made a meme coin of this person's cat, and it went crazy, and there was all kinds of spin-offs. This is a great channel to follow. 349,000 subscribers. Larp von Trier. This person posted Keyboard Cat at 2.2k market cap. Look at this, bro. Look at this. Keyboard Cat. I wish I was following this person, because even this thing is down. This thing's at 37 million. This person posted it at 2,000 market cap. It's at 37 million. Insane numbers. So you should be following that account as well. There's a few other ones here I want to get to. The only thing I ask is if you are in Cryptonairz and you see one of these posts, just send me a DM, okay? Send me a DM, all right? I'm giving you the alpha. You come back to me with the alpha. All right, this one is called Art School Reject. For 42,000 followers. Same type of situation here. This person, I think this person is like dog with hat and all these different, or cat with dog. I can't remember all these meme tokens, but this person posts a lot of different meme tokens, and this is one of the accounts that you should follow. This is kind of one of their portfolios: dog with hat, pop cat, shark cat, chems. Monkey haircut. I mean, the names are just bonkers, right? And if you look at all of these like Solana, they're mostly on Solana, and some of these are on Ethereum. But this person also called Harry Potter Obama Sonic, when it first came out, made a ton of money. Po.ether or Po_ether, excuse me, 10 to 1000x shitcoin maxi. This person has 153,000 followers. Definitely an account that you want to follow. Just this person's constantly posting. This person got into Brett very, very early and has made just a ton of money. So next account is LARP Alt. Similar things, right? This person's posting a lot of meme coin, early degen meme coins, right? We got to understand, guys, that meme coins, 99.9% of meme coins don't make it past, 100K or a few 100,000, right? So you just got to understand that most of the stuff you will lose money on. The goal here is to, let's say you picked 50 projects, you put $100 into each project, right? $5,000, and one of those projects goes up 100 or 200 or 1,000x, right? The goal is you're going to make more money that way. Then you kind of narrow it out, right? So you got to just be careful what you're putting your money to. The other account is Modest. This account has 26,000 followers. This person called Omnom, which is dog eat dog or Doge eat Doge, a very long time ago. Kind of when it came out, this thing has gone up dramatically, and this person is constantly posting a lot of meme stuff. So definitely one account to follow. Moon King Boots, Moon King B Roots. Excuse me, I am Brutes. This person obviously posts a lot of stuff. This stuff's about Pulse Chain. Excuse me, different accounts, right? Different things. I'm just starting to follow this one. I'm really kind of more focused on like these LARP and this one, sex offender, SEX offender, and I think these accounts are probably a little bit better. This is kind of more of like news, but this person posted a lot of really good information in 2021. Uniswap Villain. This person actually has a private Telegram group, but it's $18,000 to get in. They have these NFTs that you can buy called like per NFTs, per pass. It's a per pass. And so let me just show you this really quickly. If you have the money and you want to be in early on some of this stuff, you can buy one of these and get invited to a private Telegram where this person is sharing alpha. This one's on sale for 4.6 Ethereum. Let me just look up the Ethereum price. Let me plug in my laptop too. Excuse me, sorry about that, guys. I had my other laptop plugged in, but let me get some juice here. Ethereum is at, I can just look down here. Ethereum's at $3,000, so this is going to cost you about 15K to get into it. But you might be able to make some decent money off of that if you want to follow that. So per_pass is this one, and if you want to go ahead and take a look at this, the person's account is Uniswap Villain. So Crashius Clay 69. So we talked about this at the beginning, right? A lot of people are sleeping on the #1 meme coin on Telegram's blockchain. Redo is programmed for much higher prices, right? Ton, right? This is the Ton ecosystem. So Redo, this person called it at 17 million. We called this thing at 1.5 million, right? I wish I would have bought more. That's my only regret. But check us out.
Okay. You notice a pattern with kind of how I'm playing the market, right? It's like I'm looking for the #1 meme on each blockchain because being the #1 meme on a chain almost entitles you to a $1 billion market cap or multi-billion-dollar market cap, or actually even deca-billion-dollar market cap, depending on how big that blockchain actually becomes. And so Telegram, obviously, it's a sleeper chain right now. Majority of people don't even know that this chain exists, and it's Telegram's chain. That's crazy to me. So the #1 meme on their blockchain is only at 17 million. Once again, if we look at the top memes on Doge, it's Doge, right? It's Shib, it's Dog with Hat, and these are all multi-billion-dollar market caps. Brett on Base, it's gonna hit $1 billion plus soon. And so to me, this as the #1 meme on Telegram's blockchain has that target set of like $1 billion or 500 million plus. And so when people see those targets, because they see what the other number one memes on the other blockchains have done, that's how price can hold up really well at 17 million instead of going to zero like other meme coins, because it has a comparative value to be drawn from what other top memes are doing. And so because of that, you have like this speculative floor built into it because of what it is, the number one meme on its chain. And for that reason, I think this is a really solid bet that modestly should cross over 100 million market cap with ease this cycle.
This person called it. It's already there.
But once again, being the number one meme on the chain means you could go 500 million plus, 1 billion plus.
Could you imagine if Redo got to 1 billion, I would have 300K in Redo from like a $600 investment. I would love that.
So that's why I'm locked and loaded on this one.
You know what I think is going to happen? You know what I think is going to happen? This should be like a real like alert to everybody. Nothing's going to happen on Telegram until something actually happens on Telegram. And when that something happens, and there's the Notcoin launch on the 20th of April, 420, which is, by the way, when we're launching Gummy. There is the Bitcoin halving on the 20th. Nothing's going to happen on Ton until something happens on Ton. And when that one thing happens on Ton, I don't know what it's going to be. There's going to be some kind of catalyst, and everyone's going to rush in. And I think your theory around resistance dog going to 100, 200, 300, 400 million is gonna play out, and then people are gonna kick themselves for not buying it at 17.7 million when they could buy it now. And
or you could have been in Cryptonairz and got this thing at 1.5 million. Just saying, guys, that was a great call. I get to pat myself on the back for that one. I found that one, so I feel really good about it. Redo is top 3 meme coin opportunity this entire cycle, guys. We talked about this, right? It's just gone insane numbers, right? And let me just show you this. If you don't believe me, I will show you this. Like I have nothing. The great thing about Discord is I can actually go back in time and I can actually show you the posting here, right? So let me just show you this real quickly. Here you go. 2/14/2024. The main meme coin multi-billion-dollar chain. Redo, right? There's the post, right? And I was talking about it in Sensei chat. So if you come to these chats, we have a public chat that's on Tuesdays. We have a private chat that's on Fridays. I bring a lot of alpha into that private chat for community members. These chats are more kind of like what's going on in the market, and we have a lot of really good information on those Friday chats. But look at this. This thing's at $1. This thing is at $1, guys. And we rode this thing all the way up. Like even if you go kind of back here, the coin market cap doesn't track it, right? But I mean, this is from 326, right? And we called this thing on 214. So congratulations to people that rode that up with me. Appreciate you. Let's keep going. I have a few more things I want to get to here. And I got some stellar news. So let's get into the stellar news real quick. So we've done our meme coin talk. Those are the best accounts to follow. If you guys find something really exciting and cool, please send me a message on Discord. I really appreciate you. Federal Reserve labels XRP and XLM as the only digital assets it may use to facilitate payments within the FedNow payment system. So where's the guy that was smack talking XRP? Knew him. Check this out. The platform is undergoing a pilot phase with over 120 organizations taking part, including recent additions such as US Bank, Exchange Bank, and various payment processors and solution providers. Ripple, a prominent provider of cross-border payments and open source distributed ledger technology for financial transactions, may be included among the fintech companies that FedNow will utilize. Additionally, Stellar, XLM, a blockchain-based network that offers a quicker and more cost-efficient method than executing global payments, might be also among the companies that the Fed will use, right? And if we look back in history, what was the company that the U.S. government has been working with since like 2015? It's Ripple, all right? Cool. And here's a great clip. Private sector innovates more quickly, says Stellar Candace Kelly about the role of the sector in post-war reconstruction. But we are mindful of building solutions with local involved in the issues. Let me play this real quick.
Certainly the private sector brings a lot of, I hesitate to say this when I'm sitting next to someone from Ukraine because you're so innovative and move so quickly, as particularly in the time of war. But I think more generically, if you look across the globe, the private sector innovates more quickly and is a little bit more agile, and so that's something that we bring. But also being just so mindful of building solutions with the local folks involved, so they know what the real issues are, and at the same time, we are very mindful of trying to do that, knowing that it will be open source and can be used in other contexts, which we've definitely seen with the Stellar Disbursement Platform. Was built very laser focused on this issue in Ukraine, and now it's being used for payroll.
Yeah.
right? It's like if you can do bulk disbursements of more and more companies that have a remote workforce and getting paid across borders, even the UN has been using it. It's great. That's the other benefit of open source, is that you might build it thinking, oh, this can be used in these 10 ways, and then someone sees it and they say, oh, well, here are another 10 ways. And then they contribute and maybe change, and it's a live dynamic process.
Interledger protocol, anybody? All right. Let's keep it going. I have a few other things that I want to talk to you guys about. So the launch of Cables Finance on the Stellar network represents something special. It's a movement where traditional finance and blockchain technology converge, strengthening the Stellar ecosystem and democratizing global financial access. Check this out. So Cables.finance, they only have about 3,765 followers. Not huge, but check this out. Moving the world's largest market to the blockchain, Cables Finance is transforming the way global exchange is done by bringing FX on chain. If you don't know, the FX market is $7.5 to $8 trillion per day. That's a lot of juice. More than just an exchange, Cables is revolutionizing the aging and monopolized foreign exchange industry and strengthening the young cryptocurrency trading industry by bringing blockchain rails to the FX market and FX liquidity and trading products to the stablecoin market. Cables exists at the interaction of maturing centralized exchange industry and growing decentralized exchange industry by bridging established centralized technology with the transparency and efficiency of decentralized technologies. Cables is able to create a blended, balanced, and trusted ecosystem for finance to be executed on chain. And you have AVAX, Shift, Stablecorp, and Stellar on this. And so this is great. This is kind of how we move from the old system to the new system. And then it was a pleasure to meet Roberto Durusky, Senior Director of Tokenized Assets at Stellar. And so you can see Stellar has a big booth there at Paris Blockchain Week, which was just happened last week. And let's see. So we were talking about, so Velo. Somebody was asking kind of, how, where can I put my Velo, right? It doesn't seem like Ledger was working. And so there is a wallet called Lobster. And, this is, obviously Google Play and Apple. Just be very careful. Whenever I'm dealing with a new wallet and I'm transferring crypto to a new wallet, I transfer a very small amount first, like $5 worth, just to make sure it works, right? You don't want to be sending 20 grand or 30 grand or whatever it is worth of crypto and it not show up. That is the worst feeling in the world. I've done that with the most recently, maybe 8 or 9 months ago. I was on the phone. I was on doing something in a meeting on, listening to a meeting on the computer, and I transferred Gala to a wrong address, and I lost like $5,000, and it sucked, right? And you can't get that money back. So just be very careful, but this might be a solution for you. And then you have a game changer alert. Velo and Solana Foundation are redefining digital finance for Laos, 7.7 million people. We're thrilled to announce our partnership to create a state-of-the-art clearinghouse for Laos digital gold transactions. Get ready for ultra-secure, super-fast transactions as Velo and Solana lead the charge into a new era of financial innovation. This is not just a collaboration; it's a leap into the future of digital gold, enhancing Web3 technology. Guys, if you don't know, we have been talking about Velo. This was something that Carolina Keith and JP have been echoing for some time now. We got into Velo down here in the cuts, right? We were talking about this. They were talking about this back in October, and so we bought this at 0.002 and some change. So this has gone up about 400% since that happened. I own about 2 million Velo right now. I've kind of been figuring out if I want to add more to the bag or not. But this thing went up to like 1.4 cents since it's come back down to 1.1. But this has a high in the last market. Just this lower high here, this is 94 cents. Obviously it launched and this thing went up to $1.87. I don't know if we're ever going to see that again. That would just be insane numbers. But even if we got to 50 cents, I'd have $1 million from a very small investment, right? And this is the opportunities we look for, right? How can we turn a very small sum of money into a very large sum of money? And there's no better place in the world than the crypto market to do this, right? if you like, unless you're trading penny stocks and you get lucky, I guess that's one of those things you could do. But there's nothing more exciting than trading crypto. Like, it's so fun. There's just so many cool new technologies, new updates, and man, it moves me. I love cryptocurrency so much. It's so much of amazing. There's also this, if you didn't see this, Velo has a fixed APR 40% on velofinance.io. Here's the post from Velo's official thing. I just wanted to make sure that I was like, did I see this right? Is it from Velo official? This was back in March. They still have this APR. So if you want to take advantage of that, please make sure that you're going through only the Velo official site. I'm sure there are scams. There's a few other things that I want to get to. I pulled this out of another Discord group, Frontrunners, and this is talking about Tau. Clear rounded up. This is like the hottest AI projects that were voted in that community. This is Tau was something that we had talked about in Cryptonairz at $50. This thing went up to, God, what is it, like $690 and since come back down. There might be some buying opportunities kind of right in this $400 range. If it goes down to that, it might be a really good place to buy it, be on a 50% discount. So keep an eye out for that. This one is, this one is GRT, excuse me. GRT, if you can find GRT right about 19 cents, that would probably be the best buying opportunity. This one is for Akash. Obviously, Akash is kind of, hit some of this, support and resistance here at $3.50. If you can, get Akash, below 320, in between 227 and 320, that would be the best opportunity. This is for AIOZ. Obviously, right now, AIOZ is trading at about, in between, 65 and 70 cents. If this thing kind of dips down here into below the 50s, into the 40s, this would be a great place to buy. Render token, guys, we've been talking about Render since it was like, I don't know, $1. I mean, this was back in like 2021 or something like that, right? So, but yeah, Render, obviously, a lot of people think Render is going to, your $30, $40, $50 because of shared GPU and rendering power. I think it's going to be a monster. It's a great project to take a look at. Ajax, right? We're talking about Twin Protocol, the Ajax incubation project. We're still waiting for some information. Even the launch pads are pushed back right now, guys, because they're trying to figure out the KYC situation. But if you don't know, Twin Protocol is a project that is launching. It's an Ajax incubation project. Ajax, Ocean, and Fetch are all merging to be one super AI project. And I believe that all three of those ecosystems are going to be pushing Twin Protocol. And when you look at three communities in the crypto space which have a $5 billion in market cap combined, when you look at that and you look at how many tens of thousands of people are checking those channels daily, are in those communities, are on those Twitters, when those start posting about Twin Protocol, I think you will see Twin do some crazy numbers. Now, when it launches, it's going to be at 46. There's going to be 46 million tokens. That means if it goes to a $46 million market cap, that's going to be $1. We have the opportunity inside of Cryptonairz for Cryptonairz members to buy at 5 cents. I personally think you will be able to see something like that. Obviously, I cannot guarantee anything. It is a crypto market. Everything is crazy. We don't know what's going to happen. That's kind of the fun part of it. But I am personally investing a sizable sum into this project, okay? I think it can do something like that. I think it could do a 20x, 40x. If this thing goes to like $5, it'd be 100x from where you bought it. I definitely think it has the opportunity. So we'll see how that goes. Fetch AI. Obviously, if we get down here to like the 140, 127 mark, that's a great opportunity to get in if you can. Ocean down here at 56 cents would be an ideal place. This is kind of where support is last for this project. It kind of went all the way up here if you take a look here. And then you have Near Protocol. The support here for Near could drop as low as $4.37. Obviously, if this happens, people will be pulling their hair out, but we'll see how the crypto market responds. Is there any questions in YouTube? Because I have been streaming for about an hour and 10 minutes. I usually cut this off and I talk with the community members about some different projects they're looking at. And we kind of look at them at it together. So I just want to thank every single person that showed up today and supported on YouTube. I really do appreciate you. If you want, come inside of Cryptonairz. We have a free membership where you're just kind of getting some basic information Of course, all of the juicy stuff is on the paid side, but if you want to come in, talk to us, talk with us, talk story, the team's there. It'd be a great opportunity. I'm there as well, so I will do my best to talk with you guys. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you next time